Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite tools for makeup. We have brushes, sponge, we have all of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to be sharing that with you today. I've had a lot of requests to have one specific video with all my favorite brushes, and I went through picking out my favorites that I know I used constantly, and I didn't realize how many that I really truly love. So definitely stay tuned to see all of them. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and let me know down below in the comments what your favorite brush is, or also let me know what your favorite brand is, because I'm always interested to try new brands out. Also, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and if you want to know some of my favorite brushes and if you guys want to know some of my favorite tools, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the one sponge that I have in this because it's just this one, because I've been using it constantly. It's what I've repurchased multiple times. I do love the Beauty Blender, don't get me wrong, I really do love it, but this one is a little more affordable and I love it just as much, if not a little bit more. I really love this sponge. So it is the L'Oreal sponge. It looks like this, it's pink. I buy so many backups of this because I always need it on hand, and I do feel like you need to replace your sponges like every few months. I replace mine about every 2 to 3 months. I don't know, that might be too long, but I'm not trying to buy a new sponge every single month. I just feel like this is the best drugstore sponge. It's nice and bouncy. It's firm but not too firm. It just has a nice soft texture to it, and it really blends out everything beautifully. I've never had an issue with this. I feel like anything goes on well with this. This doesn't soak up like a ton of your product, so you get to blend everything out really nicely, and I just love it. This is the best drugstore sponge in my opinion. Over the Real Techniques, over the ones that you find at TJ Maxx, this is the way to go. So I do want to say I have some drugstore options and some high-end options in this video, so you'll be seeing kind of a mixture there. But we're going to go ahead and start with eye brushes, and I really quickly want to talk about the ones that I love from MAC, because MAC really does carry some of my favorite brushes. These MAC brushes are like my staples. I have to have these at all times, whether I'm traveling, if I'm here at home. I need these brushes in my life. If I lose one, I have to buy another one. So the first one is the MAC 217. I feel like this, by the way, these are all dirty because I use them, so sorry. This is the MAC 217. It is just a nice fluffy blending brush. It's great for the crease. It's pretty much great for everything. This is just one of those multi-purpose brushes that you need in your collection. It's awesome. I love that this one keeps its shape. I've had these brushes for so freaking long, and they just keep their shape. They haven't like worn down or anything. It's just a nice staple brush that lasts a really long time, and it blends everything out so well. So the MAC 217 is one of my faves, as well as this MAC 239. This is kind of like the 217, but it has more shape to it, and it's a little bit more dense, as you can see. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of like more of a pinched, shorter version of the 217. This brush I like to use like in my crease or in the outer V, just to really smoke it out. If I want something that's going to blend really well in a precise area, this is the way to go. So I love this for like right in the crease, just smoking something out, and I also like it all over the lid if I need to use it for that. Next up is the MAC 242. This is essential for packing on lid color. I feel like this changes the game. There has never been another brush that works like this. It just picks up the product beautifully, lays it down. I mean, it is just the best flat brush I've ever used in my life. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's literally perfect. I have nothing bad to say about it. I have two MAC 242s that I go back and forth with. I feel like I need like 50 more. I love the shape as well because it is kind of rounded right here, so I can really round out the crease. It just creates that nice cut effect. This is the best pencil brush that I've ever found. It's the MAC 219. The letters are kind of wearing off. It blends out really well, but it's not a stiff, hard pencil brush. You know how sometimes there's some pencil brushes that are really pointy and it kind of hurts to blend out your lower lash line? This is not like that. It's kind of like a fatter pencil brush, but it does kind of go to that point as well, and it just blends everything out so beautifully. Oh, and also, if you're wondering what the indents are right there, Rose got a hold of this when she was a puppy. This is how long I've had this brush. She got a hold of it and like chewed it, but I could not let it go. I love this one. The shape is perfect. I think this is just the perfect pencil brush because it's not too harsh. The bristles are really nice and soft, and it also keeps its shape as well. So I've washed these MAC brushes so many times, and they go back to the same shape, and they're worth the money in my opinion. For how many years I've had these brushes, they're so great. Next up we have this brush. This is the Mercier Secret Camouflage brush. I'm guessing this is just the concealer brush. I love this to carve out my brows. It's just that nice flat brush, and it goes to a really intense point, which I love for my brows because I could sit there and really carve them out. I need a good brush like this for my brows because using pencils and stuff, I've had to clean them up quite a bit. I think this is a must-have, but if you don't want to spend the money on it, I'm sure there's other alternatives. I actually just filmed a video using Amazon brushes, so stay tuned for that. But this is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, let's get on to Sigma. I still use Sigma, still love Sigma. I think they have some of the best brushes. I've used them since I pretty much started my channel. I think when I first started my channel, I was using Sedona Lace, and then I went to Sigma, and then I just kind of trickled everywhere after that. I will be honest, I don't buy brushes too often. I usually just keep what I have because I don't need like 3,000 brushes on my collection. It's just not necessary. These are the 4 from Sigma that I love. This one is perfect because it is just a really small precision brush. This is the Performance Sigma Blending E36. So you can see how small it is. This is just perfect to get right into the crease. So if you have a shade you don't want all over the lid, this can really get right in there. Like if you want to blend out your cut crease or something, this gets right into the socket and really blends it out. It's not going to blend it out all over the place. It's just going to be nice and precise and stay in that crease. The perfect length, it's the perfect shape. I think it's a great brush. This one's kind of an essential for me. This is the Sigma Large Shader E60. This is just what I use to apply my all over eyelid color, like just to set my eyeshadow base. It's just a nice big brush that takes no time to, you know, dust your eyeshadow on. This grabs product really nicely and distributes it really well. I just love the shape of it. Again, it's that like nice rounded tip, and it literally takes me like 2 seconds to put eyeshadow all over my lid when I use this brush. Then these two, we have the E40 and then the E35. These are just essential blending brushes for me. I love them so much. They just do the same thing pretty much. They just blend eyeshadow into the crease really well. If you want an all over crease shade, this is the way to go. Say you're doing a really light look and you just want to throw bronzer in the crease, these would be perfect for you. You just go windshield wiper and you're good to go. It blends out any harsh lines, anything like that. They're just essential. So they're a little bit bigger than the MAC 217. So the 217 is a little bit smaller, as you can see, and a little bit more precise. This one's definitely for like all over the lid to create that transition shade and really just blend out product. And this one's more of like a precise blending application. Like say you would go in with your transition shade with this one, then you would go below that with this brush to be a little bit more precise but still blend it out really well. Love those, love Sigma. I still use them because I think they're fabulous. Oh, this is another Sigma brush and the letters are coming off, so that's how you know I use it all the time. This is a Sigma E35. This is essential again for me. I love this brush to use to press up really dark shades right against my lower lash line. So I don't like it to go too low. I mean, let's not get crazy. I do love a good smoky eye, and sometimes I drag my darker eyeshadows down, but this is really great if you just want to press some darker shadows right up against that lower lash line, and then you can go in with the pencil brush and blend that out with a different color just to diffuse it and smoke it out a little bit more. I just think this is great for that. It's my favorite brush. I feel like if I go in with the pencil brush, it's a little too much dark color underneath there. I like that I have the ability to build up the darker shades on my lower lash line and really get this as close to those lower lashes as possible and not get it like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then the other one that I love, this is a Sephora Pro Brow. If you are a pomade kind of person, I think this is really great. e.l.f. also has one. I can't find it anywhere. But they also have a brow brush that's really similar to this, pretty much like a little dupe. But this is a really great brow brush. Again, this is the Sephora Pro number 20. Great for pomades if you're looking for something with a spoolie on the end, which I love. I've always loved to have a spoolie on the end and then flip around and be able to do my brows. It's just my personal preference. I don't really like going to 2 separate brushes. So I love that this is all in one. I just kind of store it however, and I think it's great. Let's get on to the fun stuff, which is the face brushes, and they're all dirty. Let's start off with foundation brushes. So my 2 favorite foundation brushes when I want to use a brush is these 2. So this one is my favorite but my least favorite of the 2, and it's the oh, these are all by It Cosmetics, huh? Yeah. Oh, this is the It Cosmetics Heavenly Skin brush, I guess, for CC Skin Perfecting. I don't know. This came with some foundation that I didn't like, but I really love the brush. It just really blends everything out so... Let's just blot my face. This just blends everything out so well. It is a little bit more dense, and it has kind of like that rounded end. I find that I don't get brush strokes with this, and it just really works so well. I love it so much. It works with so many different foundations, and I've really been enjoying this. And then we have my baby. This is such a good brush. It's like a kabuki on a stick. It's amazing. It's the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Flat Top Buffing Foundation. These bristles are dense, but they're not too dense. They really have good movement to them. There's a lot of bristles in this brush, and I love it. It's super soft. I love how flat it is, and it is a little bit bigger than this Heavenly one, so it covers a larger area, and I don't know, man. This is like a magic wand for your foundation. It just blends so well, sinks everything into the skin, it pulls up any extra product that you don't need, and I love it. I love this brush. It has been a while since I've been like truly in love with one, and this is taking my heart. It's one of the best. So highly recommend it. I know it's expensive, but if you're looking for a really good brush, this is the way to go. Next up, let's talk about powder. This has been my favorite powder brush. This is the Too Faced Mr. Right brush. I just really like it. I love that it's a little bit pointed right here, and it gets right underneath my eyes very, very well. It sets everything so beautifully, and it doesn't like poke me in the eye. It doesn't like take away foundation and stuff with it. You know when you're wiping away bake or something, sometimes brushes can move your foundations with the powder. This does not do that. I just think it's the perfect brush, and I also love the handle because it goes down to like a thinner handle. That way I can store it easily. So I really love this brush. I use it all the time. There's so many airplanes going on today. I also like to blend out like my contour, my bronzer with this. It's just a great multi-purpose brush. Next up, we have this Drugstore one. This is the MUA Professionals stippling brush. This stippling brush is key for blending out blush and bronzer. Like, to melt them all together, this is the way to go. If you have an issue on your face that you need to blend out, you need this brush. This is like the best drugstore brush I've ever had. It has such a long handle too. It's like very sleek and nice, especially for a drugstore brush, and it really just blends everything out so well. I use this constantly. You guys have probably seen this so many times in my videos. It keeps its shape as well, no matter how much I wash it, and it's like not one of those like basic B brushes, you know what I'm saying? It has a good amount of bristles on it, so it really does blend everything out. It's definitely not one of those flimsy dual fiber brushes that you can get, but I love this. Highly recommend it from the drugstore. I got mine at CVS. Another one I love for bronzer is a newfound favorite. This is from Soho. I don't know what the name is, but I did get it at the PX, which I'm pretty sure you can get Soho at like Target and stuff. I love this brush because the bristles are a little bit more rough, and I really like this for bronzer. I feel like it blends it out really well. I think a lot of these brushes just depends on my mood, like what kind of mood I'm in for the day. If I want more of a precise bronzer application, I will go for this. If I want something a little bit more like blown out all over just to really give me a nice tan, I will go for the Sonia Kashuk one. The only thing about this Sonia Kashuk one is it does come in a set and not by itself. The set is nice, but I don't use those brushes all the time, so just keep that in mind, but it is a really good brush. But if I want more of a precise bronzer application, I'll go for this because it just fits perfectly on my cheek and right there on my forehead where I need to bronze. So I love this. I think the handle is really great too. It's really comfortable to use. Okay, this is like my go-to blush brush because I've purchased other blush brushes, even from Sigma, and they have not been this fluffy and this amazing. And I've had this brush for years, so freaking long, and I just cannot part with it. It's the Sigma Large Angle Contoured F40. Do you see how fluffy this little guy is? He's so fluffy. It just fits perfectly on my cheekbones, I'm telling you. This is just the perfect blush brush. I've purchased another F40 before, and it was super thin and like didn't really blend out very well, so I don't know what happened with that, but I haven't had the guts to like buy another one. So I've just been using this one for years. It's my favorite. Can't be without it for blush. It's just that perfect. I mean, this is like a staple. Just your regular blush brush. Applies beautifully, blends beautifully. Next up, I want to talk about this little guy. This is from IT Cosmetics as well. It is the, I can barely read it. This is the Blurring Concealer Blush. There's like daisy hair all over these brushes. So this is the Blurring Concealer Brush, and I love this for the inner corners of my eye, and also if I need to take eyeshadow primer all over my lid, I'll use this, or if I just want to go ahead and take the concealer all over the lid, I'll drag it up there as well. But I love this brush because it really fits right here in the inner corner perfectly. It's imperative that I apply concealer here in the inner corner because I get so dark there, but I can't use my fingers because these nails, so I have to use a brush, and this one is perfect. It is just so easy to go in, tap it out, and then you're done. I also use this for under eye powder sometimes. If I really feel like I need to set that under eye concealer like super close to my lower lash line, I will use this brush because it just fits right underneath there. It'll press it in perfectly, and it's just beautiful. Real Techniques, I do love this set. I forget what the set is. It's like a face brush set, I believe, but I love this to contour. Sometimes you'll see me contouring with this. I just think it's great. This is, I believe, the setting brush. Keep in mind, you can use brushes for whatever you feel works for you. I mean, if it says blush brush, but you like it for bronzer or you like it to contour, you could do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? It's makeup. It all washes off. So I like to use this one to contour, and I never really set underneath my eyes or anything. I just use this to chisel out my cheekbone. And then this one I love, just another multi-purpose brush. I mean, I can use it for powder, I can use it for bronzer. It's just really fluffy, really soft. Again, has that rounded end. The handles are really nice. I do think they're a little thick. They need to be a little bit smaller so I could put more into the container, but it is really nice. I love the Real Technique line. I think they have such great products. These are a little pricey, but I really feel like you're getting such great quality for your money, and I've had these brushes for such a long time. I think since Real Techniques came out. That's a long time. Last up, let's talk about this highlighting brush. We have the Anastasia A23 highlighting brush. I just love this brush. I had another one before and I lost it. I don't know what happened to it, but I just think this is the perfect size, perfect shape for highlighting. It's just the best. So this is what it looks like. It is a little pricey, but I promise you, you will not regret it. It just applies that highlight right to the top of your cheekbone. It holds just enough product. It doesn't get too much product. It's just beautiful and I love it. Okay guys, so those are my brush favorites. I've used these brushes for so freaking long, most of them for years, and they're all still going strong, and they are always the ones that I travel with. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!
About to leave, already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.